Good morning, everybody. My name is Colleen Light, and I am with Cards by Coco. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I come live every Thursday morning at 9 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I live in a very small town in Southwest Washington, so I come on every Thursday and do a live tutorial. Sometimes they're a hit, sometimes they're a miss. I've been a little busy this morning, so we'll see what you think about this one. Anyway, I've been doing a prize patrol all this month because it's my stamping anniversary. So it's been 4 years that I have been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Good morning, Tammy. And so it's pretty exciting for me. So I'll flip the camera around. I'll tell you who won last week's prize patrol and what will be offered this week for a prize. So to win the prize, to be eligible, leave a comment and you get one entry. And if you leave a comment and you share the video, you get 2 entries. And this week I'm giving away a stamp set. And I'll announce it next Thursday during my live. Let me flip you around. I'll tell you a little bit about what we're doing in Stampin' Up, some of the latest specials, what's going on. And we will start stamping. Good morning, Mary Ellen. Okay, let me flip the camera around. You're gonna look at my, what do I call it? The craftastrophe, which is what happens after I spend some time in the craft room. So what? Wendy won last week. So she won these. Oh, I have to put on my glasses. She won the Fun Flowers Resin Shapes. So Wendy, if you'll send me your address in a private message, I would appreciate it, and I can get that off to you. This week's prize, let me move this out of the way, is going to be these awesome otters. Let me just adjust that a little bit. And these awesome otters stamp set. These are actually a celebration set. They were during our last celebration, but they were super popular, and I just happened to have an extra set, and I thought you all might enjoy it if you win. So let me see if I can get us in screen a little bit better in camera. Okay, close your eyes for a minute. I'm going to adjust. There we go. I'm going to tape this down. You know, I move all the time, so I want to tape things down a little bit so I'm not bouncing you around. And then I'm going to show you the cards we're working on. So try and win this. Leave a comment or comment and share, because it's a really fun, super cute stamp set that I think you will enjoy. You can always tell when it gets to be the end of the month. Look, my stuff ends up looking so ratty. I should have trimmed that, but I didn't. So anyway, you know, I have had somewhat of a busy morning, so I'm not fully prepared. So we're going to cut paper and everything together today. Because if you've been with me any length of time and watching these videos, you know that we have a puppy who's now 18 weeks old. And she starts school this week, so yay. Anyway, the Painted Poppy stamp set is what we're going to be working on. This is the card we're making. So funny story, there's another demonstrator who I'm friends with, and her name is Sarah McGuire. And she's with Sassy Paper Crafts. Anyway, it's so funny because our minds think a lot alike, and I tell you, we will make the same card more often than not. So if you caught her video, she's done a really good demonstration using this set too. Then I wanted to show you my other sample. This one here, I just love. It's easy. It's another note card. Y'all know I love my note cards. It's another note card. And this uses the 2022-2024 in color glimmer paper. If you don't have this, you need it. Look at the shine on this. Isn't this beautiful? So I'm not going to be using this today, but aren't these colors beautiful? Parakeet Party, that's what I'm all about. But anyway, you can really see how this poppy has a little bit of shimmer. I absolutely love this card, but it's not the one we're making today. So anyway, this actually comes with some coordinating dies, this set. It comes with the Painted Labels dies and Poppy Moments. And you get a bunch of dies, and I have some actually that I was using yesterday, so there's some out. I actually used this border punch and gave away the card, And I wish I had to cut it again because it is absolutely amazing. So don't forget, because it's not offered as a bundle in the catalog. So make sure you look at the dies. It'll tell you under the stamp set what ones coordinate. All right, let's start cutting some paper and having some fun, because this is the one that we are doing. Sorry, I'm trying to bring up comments, but you know, sometimes it's kind of hard for me. Oh, good morning, Sharon. Oh, and you're welcome. I'm glad it got to you. So anyway, we're gonna go all poppies. We're gonna use Poppy Parade. I had wanted to use some in colors, but I thought to myself, let's just stick with the poppy theme today. Why not? So this is our cardstock. For those of you who are watching and you are new, hey, is this down too low? Can you guys see okay? Do I need to raise it up a little bit? Somebody give me a shout out. For those of you who are new to stamping and you're not aware, you can get 2 card bases from 1 sheet of cardstock. So I'm going to go this way at 4 1/4, which will give me 2. But I could also go this way at 5 1/2, which would give me 2. They would just have a different layout. But I want to use this layout, so I'm going to go 4 1/4 because our cardstock measures 8 1/2 across. So I want to do 4 1/4. And just that easy. We have a card base. We're going to flip it around, and we are going to go ahead and score. So I'm going to make sure I get my darker colored blade out of the way, and we're going to use our scoring blade there. Not scoring blade, scoring tool. Anyway, let me get my bone folder, which I know is sitting here on my very messy table somewhere. If not, I will use the edge of a block, because desperate times call for desperate measures. Anywho, so yeah, that pup is giving me a run for my money. Tammy's watching and she knows. She's listened to the trials and tribulations of Lucy. I think all of my neighbors, because we're new to the area, I think all of my neighbors know, thanks Tammy, know Lucy's name more than me, because we're new to our area. So I think they all know and have heard me say, Lucy, Lucy, Lucy. But I don't think any of them actually know my name. So anyway, I did not, like I said, I didn't cut out any paper. So we are starting from scratch. So if you have some paper out and you want to give it a whirl, follow along. So my next layer for this is basic black. We're going to cut our cardstock first. Going to show you a hint. So when I was a new demonstrator, I wasn't sure about card layouts. So I found online how to make templates. So this is exactly what I did. And I keep them stored just in one of our clear medium envelopes. So I always have my dimensions. So mine are in 1/4 inch. You could also make some in 1/8 of an inch. I just know if I want 1/8 of an inch, I just adjust. So for this one, I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted to lay it. I just knew I wanted something different. So I started laying out my cardstock, and they're all wonky colors. They were all scraps, and I wanted them different colors. So that you can see that the black layer is 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. So if you have, if you like to kind of have a different, if you like different layouts and you want to practice before you chop up all of your paper, I would say making one of these for yourself is a good idea. I have a blog post on it somewhere in my blog, and I can't even remember the heading. I'll have to see if I can find it. Okay, so then I knew I wanted to step this down. So the next natural step would be 4 1/4 by 3 inches, and we're going to do that in basic white. Let me move my templates out of the way and put these away. So just another helpful hint. You know, stamping should be fun. It's a really great, fun hobby. It should not be stressful. So do what you can to make it kind of easy on yourself, right? And this is what makes it easy for me. Also, because I do a lot of blogging, and I'm not always very good about writing things down at the time. Oh, good morning, Fran. Thanks for popping in. And Jeanne. So anyway, I like to make things as stress-free as possible for myself. So anyway, and then I forgot exactly. I start talking, and then I just lose all thoughts. So this was 4 1/2. So we want this one at 4 1/4. And I probably have scraps somewhere, but you know, I didn't grab them. 3 1/4, so we want this one at 3 inches then. And we'll move this out of the way. And then we're gonna have some fun stamping. So you can see how this starts to come together. And that's the perfect matting. That's exactly what I wanted. So to tie in our colors, I'm just gonna use a Tuxedo Memento Black. And let me grab out my stamp out of my painted poppies here. And I want this one. Let me get a block and we're gonna get this one rolling. Let me see. Nope, that's not the right size. Let's get one that's the right size here. And then we're gonna do some coloring too. So we're gonna stamp and then we're going to color. So I'm gonna want this as even as possible. So I'm gonna line it up with my grid paper. And I'm going to line this one up with my grid paper. And I'm gonna get out my sample to see if I can get it to somewhat match. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. And since this is a bit of a bigger stamp, I'm gonna use my ink on top here. And I'm gonna do the practice just to make sure I've got good coverage. I have like 4 of these Tuxedo Memento black inks out, and one of them was getting a little dry and I hadn't refilled it. And I figured, well, you know, that'll probably be the one I grab for the live video. So, you know, our new mini catalog is going to be coming out soon. If you don't have one and you don't have a demonstrator and you'd like one, give me a holler and I'll make sure I get one off to you. Okay, so let's see here. Kind of hard for me to look because, you know, I don't want to stick my head underneath for you. So with these stamps, you kind of want to tap, tap, tap because you don't want a lot of blurring. And this just turned out perfect. If it's a little wonky, don't worry about it because we are going to fix that up with the ribbon. And now I'm going to grab the Poppy Parade. I like everything matchy-matchy. If you are a person that really loves color and you don't want matchy-matchy, don't do matchy-matchy. It's your card. It's handmade. You do exactly what you want. Because it's just my preference. I am a matchy-matchy kind of person. So, let me see here. I had my sentiment out, and I think I might have put it away, or I have it sitting out here somewhere, like I said, on the craft mess. A Shaded Summer. Love, love, love this set. Absolutely love it. So I am going to go ahead and grab the thank you, because I need some thank you cards. So I'm going to take my thank you. Again, I'm going to line it up on the grid paper. And I am going to put it on my block. Then I'm going to take my Poppy Parade. Oh, that is a little crooked. Let's try this one again. Sorry, I want to just make sure that I get it on there as straight as possible. Sometimes I have to look in the computer. Oh, good morning, Andy. So I am going to put this right up here in the corner. And hopefully it'll be on there straight. Yep, good enough. Good enough. So while we're going to do a little coloring, and I'm going to tell you that you will hear everyone say to do it just a little different. Some people say to start with the dark. Some people say to start with the light. I'm going to use the Poppy Parade blends. I'm going to tell you that I don't think it matters. I'm going to use the bullet tip, and I am just going to kind of swirl, 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 and go quick here because we're on film. But this is a good opportunity for us to have a little chit-chat, and for me to tell you that if you are not a demonstrator, and don't worry if you go a little bit outside the lines, no one is going to notice. And if they do, you know, I just literally don't know what to say to that. If they do, they do. It's handmade. Anyway, I just want to share a little bit about the Stampin' Up! Joining special. And I always worry about sounding spammy because I'm not like trying to do a hard sell or anything here. It just really is a great, great deal. So along with your joining special, the standard, which is the $125 for $99 with free shipping and some other goodies thrown in there. So this is the light. Now I'm going to bring in the dark. You also will get in color products for free, which total $66.50. So that includes the grid paper, and it includes the ink pad collection. So all 5 colors, you can't beat that. The cardstock assortment collection and the in color 6x6 designer series paper. So anyway, it's a value is $66.50 in addition to your other joining special stuff. Hopefully my head's not in there. So it really is a great value. So I would say if you are planning on placing an order over $99, get the biggest value for your buck and get that, and just sign up to be a demonstrator. There's no fine print and there's no selling required. You know, I do this simply because I really like it. You know, I retired early as a nurse, and this is fun and relaxing and gives me something to do. And I'm trying to color fast because I could color all day long. It's kind of like cross-stitching to me. I'm an avid cross-stitcher. I make Christmas stockings, although this year I have switched. I'm finishing up a extraordinarily complex Christmas stocking that one of my daughters picked out, and it's absolutely stunning. I can't wait until it's done so I can show it to you. But I'm going to do ornaments for everybody this year, just as a little bit extra. Okay, guys, look at that. To-do. All right, so you could go back over this and over it and back and forth and, you know, do all the things to it to really make that color pop. I'm good. I'm pretty low maintenance, and that looks good to me. I'm going to bring in, since I don't have any Poppy Parade ribbon, I'm actually going to bring in Stampin' Up's Crinkled Seam Binding ribbon, because this you can color on. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm kind of going to eyeball how much I need here, plus enough for a bow, or my faux bow, as you know. Oh, look, and I can even color on this because it is the end of the month and I won't need that anymore. Anyway, so I'm going to use this, not the bullet end, I'm going to use this other brushy tip end. Does it say what it is? I don't know. Anyway, and I'm just going to go over the top here, and we're going to color this to match. And while give this a second to dry, and we are going to do this. While I have this out, I'm going to move this off a little bit to the side, and I'm going to grab my basic pearls. You can see I have some in a different color. I think that's pumpkin pie up there. And I am going to color these. I don't know how many I need, so I'm going to do 5. Because I know I'm going to be making more of these cards anyway, just because I think they're so pretty. And we're going to give these. So the nice thing, and you can do it with the rhinestones too, the basic rhinestones and the pearls. Have fun with this. Okay, I am going to move everything out of my way, including my sample card, because I'm going to show you how I did this background. So on this card, I don't know if you can see the little flecks there. Easy peasy way to do that, but I want to make sure I have anything that I don't want covered out of the way. And so let's go here, and this is what you do. So you take your brush tip of your blend, and you kind of give it a flick, and then you'll just see it kind of pop all over your paper. So I always say start out with less. You can always add more, but don't get too carried away. Kind of step back, take a look, see what you think. Like I want a little bit more right in that center, but less is sometimes more. At least it is for me. But as you know, I always say I am a very simple stamper. Although next week, I think we haven't done a project in a while. I think I might do a project. I think we may, notice how I said we, because I want everyone to come back. We may be doing a shaker card together. So hopefully you'll join. Oh, and also, I am starting to scrapbook, and I'm going to be using Stampin' Up products. So on June 4th at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, it's on a Saturday, I'm going to be starting a scrapbooking session where we can join live. If I'm going to do the first one just on a Facebook Live, but if we get enough interest, I will get a Zoom page and we can scrapbook together. I'm going to be using the He's the Man suite for the first layout because I know all my kids will be here for Father's Day, all the grown-up children's, and we will be taking lots of pictures. All right, so you can see how easily, just by using that ribbon and giving it a color, with the coordinating blends, how beautiful. Oh, look at that. Let me pull this back the other way. How beautiful this just matches and how well it turns out. All right. Ta-da. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Okay, now I'm going to take this other snip here, just like that. And I'm going to do a faux bow because I just hate to tie real bows, so I'm just going to wrap this around, and I am going to give this a little pull. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? All right, let me bring my sample back in now. Since I moved it out of the way, let me see, where did I fling it? There we go. Oh, we did have a little bit more stamping to do. I forgot to do one thing. Let's bring our stamps back out. So I always have to have my sample here so I don't forget what I'm doing. Okay, so here's my, I'm gonna make another card base. I flung my original out of the way. Let's just do this one. And we'll do another one. Like I said, none of my card bases ever go to waste. Because I use them all the time. So I like the monochromatic look. So I'm gonna once again bring in this Poppy Parade, and I'm gonna grab another one of our stamps. Let me see, I think I'll use this block here. And I'm gonna bring in this stamp because I want a background, but I don't really want to add any designer series paper necessarily behind here. I don't know if you can see it. Because I think it might look too busy that way. So I'm going to do tone on tone. I'm using my Poppy Parade ink along with my Poppy Parade cardstock, and we are going to turn and rotate and kind of take it off a little bit. Make sure you turn, hold for a second so you get good coverage. But you want to change the look a little bit. It is a-okay if it's not perfect. Again, I'm going to go with it is handmade. And what did we all learn? It is the thought that counts, right? So that's what we're doing. We're thinking of people. Okay. So just that easy. We've made a nice fresh background using those poppies. And now we can put our card together. So this is how we're going to mat this, just like that. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Seal. Use the adhesive of your choice. I have a love-hate relationship with the multi-purpose glue if I need a lot of wiggle room. Always, that will be my go-to. I'm going to hopefully get this on the mat correctly and won't need to worry too much about that. Ta-da! And I'm happy with that. So let's take this again. And we're going to give this a go here. So I hope if there's any scrapbookers out there that you feel like you could join me on a Saturday morning. I chose a Saturday morning just because Sundays are very busy here. I'm not an evening person. Anyone who knows me, I worked as a nurse for years and years. I am an early to bed, early to rise kind of gal. So I would love to accommodate people who work, but I am not at my best at 7 or 7:30. That looks good. All right. So don't press it down until you actually have it adjusted because we are using the seal. All right. So, and let me show you how to do this. I am going to take my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm just going to pop these up. Sometimes I use this, sometimes I use my scissors, and I'm going to line 3 up here at the bottom. Let's see here if I can get that up. And again, don't press down too hard because we want to make sure that we're in a straight row. So let's make sure that everything's in alignment before we press. And so you can manipulate it just a little bit. All right, guys, here is our card for today using these beautiful painted poppies. One of my favorite sets. This is the one we did today. So this is how it looks finished. I wrote a thank you on the inside and put a little flower there. For the envelope, I did a little flower there. So catch my website because I'll be adding more and more cards throughout the week. I like to use one stamp set a week. And this is the one using that beautiful glimmer paper. If you don't have it, this is the hard sell. If you don't have it, you need it because it is beautiful. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for popping in and joining me. I always appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a comment or share, or comment and share to get your entries for that Great Otter stamp set, which again is here somewhere. I tossed it off to the side. You know, as we're working on the video, honestly, I'm hiding things from the puppy. So, who's now big enough to jump. Anyway, this is this week's Prize Patrol. Have a great day. Have a wonderful weekend. Thanks so much. Bye.